What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? This is your boy Is Nefarious here, and I am here for a Evolve episode. We are here with the Buenos Aires Bulls, and we are here to talk about cut season. It is done. We're done with the preseason. It is now cut season, right before the preseason, and some of the battles that we had to pay attention to. We're gonna go over that real quick. We had the quarterback battle between Calvin Townsend, the rookie with 96 throw power, and then we had Howie Goodrich, the veteran, 7-year veteran, both 67 overall, and then we had Braxton Childress, who really didn't see the field. 86 speed, 90 excel. Maybe we should have gave him a few chances with that 84 throw power, but he did not see the field as much. We'll go over the stats. That's one position battle that we had to pay attention to. We also had the position battle at running back, Colvin and Monty. You also had Goodwell getting into it. So Goodwell there, and then Goodrich. I forgot. I thought he was Goodwell as well. Jacob Clements doesn't have anybody bothering him over at the fullback position. Wide receiver, we had DeAndre Carrington, the 6'2 wide receiver. Zach Nickerson. We had LeBrian Middleton. We had the rookie Shelton McCray. We had Kenny Cruz, the 6'5 guy we got in free agency, Hugh Adams. We had a few guys that we had to watch out for when it came to wide receiver. Tight end, not really a position battle. We had Todd Graham and Colby Jones. We'll go over their stats as well. Tackle position we're pretty set on. Guard, offensive line, there was really no battle to talk about when it came to the offensive line. We kind of have our offensive line set. Defensively, Travis Scott, had to look at him, as well as Devon Cappers. I know, and Anthony Cockrell. They all had kind of been in the position battle. We'll see how they did. Defensive tackle Jimmy Middleton really has nobody to worry about. At that nose tackle, Javier Combs. At the left outside linebacker, Kamani Gaffney. We got a bunch of position battles because everybody's roughly the same. Besides Corey Riddick, he's going to be number one. Number two is going to be DeAndre Thompson. Both have a good dev, one superstar, and then DeAndre Thompson, I think, is either a superstar, but he's got a hidden dev, so he's probably going to be the starter there. We have Miles Dickerson, 89 speed, 87 excel. We had the other rushing end, which is Mark Rushing. Nobody else was really is really going to challenge him for that spot. Taking a look at the corners, we had Paul Bennett, Vernon Copeland, Keelan Stewart, LaMarcus Selvey, and then Delvin Merritt. Definitely a position battle there. Tavares Knowles and George Nance. You had Alan Brackett and John Felton. Alan Brackett's probably not going to get pushed out of his position. So, without further ado, let's go into the stats from the preseason, and then we'll make our cuts. So, going into the stats for our team specifically, taking a look at the quarterback battle, you had Calvin Townsend, 408 yards, 25 of 32, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 48% completion percentage, 136 yards per game, a 78.0 rating, 7.8 yards per attempt. He was sacked once. His long was 51 yards. 3 games played, 86 downs played. The backup at the time, and Howie Goodrich, who got most of number twos in the league. Everybody's a number two based on the overalls, but Howie Goodrich, 385, 21 of 58, 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 36 completion percentage, 128.3 yards per game, 49 passer rating, 6.6 yards per attempt, and then it's long of 79. He wasn't sacked. It's pretty easy to make the decision here. Townsend was positive. He played against the number ones. He had a 48% completion percentage, more air yards, a better rating. He is going to be our number one quarterback going into the season. So that was pretty simple. Taking a look at running back, Sergio Goodwell. Actually, our third running back, 23 attempts, 169 yards, 7.3 yards a carry, and no touchdowns. D'Angelo Colvin, who's our starter now, 20 attempts, 112, 5.6 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. And then Frank Monty was 24 of 96, 4 yards a carry, and 1 touchdown. Kyler Springs got involved, 2 for 5. So taking a look at this, we also had one fumble for D'Angelo Colvin. We might have to look into this. Do we go with D'Angelo Colvin or do we go with Sergio Goodwell? I mean, Goodwell had 7.3 yards a carry. He didn't get any touchdowns, but he had no fumbles, 2 broken tackles. Monty had the most broken tackles with 4 on 24 attempts. Yards after contact, you had 44 there, you had 35 there, a long of 31. I mean, he did play more downs. He had more attempts. Could Goodwill be our number one? So we're going to have to make a decision between Goodwill and D'Angelo Colvin. Frank Monty kind of has his role. I think he plays more of a third down back. We could definitely split time between the two, between Colvin and Goodwill. They're both solid. I think Goodwill had 90-something speed, 88 speed, 91 excel, 92 agility, 85 change of direction. Take a look at Goodwill. He's the one that had 90-plus speed. Star Dev, 27 years old, 93 speed, 92 acceleration, 90 agility, 88 carrying, 90 change of direction. So he's the better back, but you can't look down on Sergio Goodwill's good preseason, 169 yards, like I said. But he did go. Colvin went up against number ones. Goodwill went up against backups. So you got to keep that in the back of your mind when you're making the decision. Taking a look at the receivers. Colby Jones, obviously the better tight end, 6 for 128, 21.3 yards a reception. 42 yards a game, 2 touchdowns. Todd Graham, no touchdowns, 5 for 69. Not that bad, but definitely got beat out by Colby Jones. Taking a look at the wide receivers, you had 8 for 260, 32.5 per attempt, 86.7 yards a game, 2 touchdowns for DeAndre Carrington, cementing himself as the number one wide receiver. Hugh Adams had 7 for 83 and a touchdown, showing that he could be a viable option. Zach Nickerson, 4 for 65 and a touchdown. So, got a little distracted there, but Kenny Cruz, 3 for 57, 19 yards a catch, 19 yards a game with 1 touchdown. Frank Monty had 3 for 48, the running back, kind of cementing himself as a third down back. We also had 4 for 32 from Colvin, so honestly we could go with either one. The average per reception was a little higher for Monty, but I do like Colvin as well with his speed. Landry Hunter got involved, 2 for 28. You had Sheldon McRae, who had 2 for 9. Not really involved, but he did have a touchdown. Sergio Goodwill and LeBrian Middleton also got involved. Taking a look at the defense, not really worried about the offense. Who gave up the sack? JT Holloway, pretty sure he's a backup. Gave up the sack. Actually, he's a starter, 70 overall, so he has to be our starter. He gave up the sack. Taking a look at our defense, 15 tackles for our corner. Free safety George Nance had 14. DeAndre Thompson, our rookie, had 13. So definitely cementing himself as a starter there. In our 3-4, Kamani Gaffney had 13. You had Tavares Knowles with 12. Alan Brackett with 11. John Felton with 11. Corey Riddick, our starter, with an 8. Vernon Copeland with 8, and then you could see the rest of the crew here. It's a little tougher to judge defense on who won the position battle. DeAndre Thompson, our rookie, had a sack. Gaffney had a sack. Tavares Knowles had a sack. Anthony Cockrell had a sack. Mark Russian got in the backfield as well. Devon Cappers. So guys that trying to earn a spot there. And we had a half a sack from Travis Scott and Javier Combs. Take a look at interceptions. We had 2 from Paul Bennett, kind of showing that he's our number one corner. DeAndre Thompson, the rookie, had 1. So he overall had a really good preseason, 3 tackles for loss. On top of that, Alan Brackett had 1, and then Keelan Stewart. Taking a look at the tackles for loss, we had 3 from Thompson. We had 3 from Capers. Tavares Knowles had 2. Anthony Cockrell had 2. Mark Russian had 2 himself. Javier Combs had 2, and LaMarcus Selvey had 2, and then we had a few guys with 1 there. Taking a look at the pass deflections, we had 3 from Riddick. We had 2 from DeAndre Thompson, 1 from Tavares Knowles, 1 from Russian, 1 from Combs, 1 from Gaffney. Brackett had 1, and then we had actually a bunch of people who had 1. Taking a look at forced fumbles, we had 1 forced by DeAndre Thompson. He actually showed out this preseason, so he's probably definitely going to be a starter. Not just with having a hidden dev, but also the way he played this preseason. So now let's go into our cuts. Let's see who's sticking around. Let's see who's not sticking around, and then we'll do our final depth chart. That will pretty much wrap up the show. But cuts. Looking at potential cuts, we got the recommended here. Andrew Fernandez probably going to be one of them. Let's take a look at quarterbacks. We have to carry 2. We could carry 3 if we want to. We're going to actually carry 3. I think we're solid with carrying 3. Goodrich is a star, but he did lose the battle, and Townsend is a rookie. So we're probably going to rock with Townsend. Justin Herron, we got Kyler Springs, Sergio Goodwell, who had a really good preseason, Frank Monty, and Colvin. We're definitely going to keep Goodwell. Kyler Springs, 6 foot, 200 pounds, probably our biggest back. We're going to keep him, and we're going to cut Justin Herron. We're going to rock with 4, because right now he's like a change of pace type of back, 6'2". He's a little taller. He's not as heavy as Monty, but still a bigger back than Monty. Break tackle 73 there, 63 there. Do we carry 4? We'll come back to it. If we have to cut a running back, we'll cut a running back. Take a look at the wide receiver. We got Hugh Adams, LeBron Middleton, Kenny Cruz. We got Sheldon McCray, Zach Nickerson, and then DeAndre Carrington, who was our best wide receiver this camp. Middleton, 94 speed, 94 excel, 5'8", 70 overall. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll probably carry 5 and cut Hugh Adams. He's a little older, 5'11", star dev, but he is older. We're going to see if we could carry 5 wide receivers. We got 3 tight ends. Nobody's getting cut there. Left tackle, we got 2. We got to carry 2 of each offensive lineman. We got D'Angelo Slayton, who didn't see it. We could actually put him on a practice squad and rock with Holloway and Olberg. We got centers. Andrew Hernandez could definitely be cut. Then we got Peter Peralta, Logan Foley. Peter Peralta could definitely be cut. We only need to carry 2, so there's our 2. Take a look at right guard. We're gonna rock with those 2. Rock with these 2. Left end, we only have to carry 2. One Sapp is 6'4", 280, 59 overall. Definitely a cut candidate there. Take a look at the right end. We're pretty solid. We're not going to touch anybody there. 58 and 59 overall for the defensive tackles. We can move them to the practice squad. We're probably going to move both to the practice squad because 50 is a little too low. Sergio Gabriel and then Gaffney are fine. We're carrying 4 linebackers. I like that for now. If we have to cut one, we'll cut one. 2 right outside linebackers is good. We got to carry 2 minimum. Corners, we got way too many corners. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Paul Bennett's our number 1. We got an 89 speed, 59 man coverage, 70 zone coverage. Carlos Bryan, he could definitely get cut. Taking a look at Jerome Mayo, 90 speed, 59 man coverage, 71 zone coverage. He could move to the practice squad. So we got to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6. We can move 2 more if we want. Delvin Merritt is a star dev. Maybe we keep him at 66 overall. Then we got 90 speed, Morris Anderson, 5'11", 201. He could be put on the practice squad, so we're probably going to rock with him on the practice squad. Taking a look at the free safeties, we got 3 right now. Strong safeties, we got 3. We're going to definitely get rid of the 58 overall free safety. So there's our cuts. That's our 53-man roster right there. We got our roster. Let's go over our depth chart real quick. We talked about the position battles. Townsend definitely the number 1 quarterback, number 1 running back. Goodwell is definitely going to climb up. He is going to take over as the number 1 to start, but you're going to see a lot of D'Angelo Colvin too, so there's going to be a split time type of thing. DeAndre Carrington's going to be a number 1 wide receiver. Sheldon McCray kind of didn't live up to what we wanted. Neither did Kenny Cruz. Kobe Jones had a solid preseason. LeBron Middleton. McCray could go above Middleton at this moment. Take a look at the tight ends. Graham and then Kobe Jones. Kobe Jones ended up beating out Graham, so we're going to put him as our number 1 and Graham as our number 2. Even though Graham is younger, Kobe Jones just played a lot better. We'll see how that goes throughout the season, but that's what we're going to rock at. Taking a look at the defense, it's a little tough to tell. We're going to rock with the rookie Travis Scott here. We're going to have Anthony Cockrell, and then we're going to have Jimmy Middleton. We like the way the defense played like that. Javier Combs, Gaffney. Gaffney had a pretty solid preseason, but he's definitely going to be a backup. Thompson had a great preseason, so he's going to be one of those linebackers with Corey Riddick. Taking a look at rushing, he was really solid, so he earned his spot there. When it came to corners, I really like Keelan Stewart. He had a really good preseason, and Paul Bennett probably had the best preseason of them all. I think we're going to put Stewart as the number 2, and then we're going to put Copeland in the slot. Take a look at free safety. Knowles is going to stay at that number 1, and Allen Brackett's going to stay there. Third down back, we're probably going to go with D'Angelo Colvin. Actually, that's a big difference. So we're going to keep Frank Monty. He's a little slower, but that's 70 overall there. Or we could go with Goodwill as that third down back, and put Colvin as the normal 2 down back. Colvin's our power back right now. We'll leave it that way. We really don't have a power back. Kenny Cruz is our slot. We're changing that. We're going to go with Nickerson. Nickerson's going to be our slot. Or we'll go with, not Carrington. We're going to go with McCray. Actually, we're going to put McCray in the slot. I like his acceleration, breaking in and out of routes. So we'll put him at the slot. Rushing is our rushing left end. Rushing right end, we got Rainey. We're going to change that. Maybe Riddick. 91 speed coming off an edge. He's a 73 overall. He's got 64 and 65 power moves and finesse moves. So we might just rock it like that. And then Dickerson's got 52 and 60. Yeah, we're going to rock it like that, because then at sub linebacker we could put, we could have Dickerson move up, and then we could have Thompson. It would be Dickerson and Thompson as our 2 sub linebackers, and Gaffney as our number 3 sub linebacker. So Gaffney's got good man coverage and zone coverage, 66, 62. He actually might be number 1. And then we'll put Thompson as our number 2, and then Dickerson as the number 3. We would have Corey Riddick, but since he's going to be rushing the passer on passing downs, we can't put him there. Slot corner, like I said, LaMarcus Selby's there. We're probably going to put Copeland, just a better corner than Selby, and have Selby as the number 2. And that's pretty much going to round up our depth chart for for week 1 of the Evolve Season 1. First ever Evolve season. We play, I don't know who we play. Let's see what that team is. We're still learning all the teams. So take a look at our team schedule going into the regular season. Our first week is against the Nighthawks, San Juan Nighthawks, who are in our division. So that'll be our first game, and week 1 will probably be tomorrow. All advances will happen Wednesdays and Sundays. This is not going to be like PML where it's every 3 days. It's going to be every Wednesday and every Sunday, just to spread out the league a little bit. And like I said, if you're interested in joining this league, feel free to go to PremierMadden.com, apply to the league, and you could get right into the Evolve League after your tryout game if you're a sim player, and then maybe one day into the Premier Madden League, where we have the highest of competition, where it's a lot of fun, a lot of sim players, no comp crap that you have to deal with online, or no comp crap we have to deal with in those money leagues. It's the best experience you'll get as far as a Madden League. So go to PremierMadden.com, apply, you won't regret it.